This one is all about Russian curse words. Well, actually, it's only about one Russian curse word, and that word is ебать. Hey everybody, Chris Americanec here, and welcome to another video. But before we begin, let me give all of my Russian viewers and listeners out there a disclaimer so they know what they're getting themselves into. Я сейчас попытаюсь донести значение слова «ебать» до иностранной аудитории. Если вам не нравится, или вам обидно, или противно, когда люди говорят слово «ебать», то уебись отсюда и выключи это ёбаное видео. Ну чё, вы готовы поебашить еще одно видео, ёптит? Да? Заебись! By the way, I've also got another video that explains the meaning of the word хуй, which means something like dick, and all of its wonderful meanings. If you want more videos where I explain the Russian language and I show you more interesting stuff about Russian culture, then press subscribe right now and also press the notification button, and we can see if YouTube is actually going to do what they say and send you a notification every time I release a new video. Let's put them to the test together. You press the button, I'll make the videos. The root of this Russian curse word is ёб, which is something like fuck, but we don't really use it just as a separate word. The root isn't a separate word that we usually say or anything like that. Now, one of the most obvious phrases that uses this root ёб is the phrase ёб твою мать, which means literally fuck your mother. Wow, that is rude. But in practice and in use, people don't really think of it like that. It usually means something like what the fuck? For example, наши опять проиграли. Ёб твою мать. Like, our team lost again. What the fuck? Another phrase that can be pretty confusing is the phrase я ебу. Because on the one hand, it means I fuck. And on the other hand, it means something like I don't have a fucking clue. Or how the fuck should I know? For example, Иван, почему твои грязные трусы висят на телевизоре? А я ебу, что ли? Or, Ivan, why are your dirty underwear hanging on the television? How the fuck should I know? Another phrase that you actually might hear quite often is just the word ебать, which is very similar to the English word fuck. And yes, it could be used in the negative sense or in a positive sense, even in a very painful sense. But let's take a look at how we can use it positively. For example, if somebody says ебать она красивая, which means fuck, she's beautiful. Okay, here is another phrase that uses the verb ебать. And this phrase is не еби мозги. And literally, this means don't fuck brains. And surprisingly, this is not about oral sex. Не еби мозги basically means don't break my balls, or don't fuck with my head. So, for example, if your wife says to you, Тимур, сорвинёс или мне придётся самой, you can answer, не еби мозги, я вынесу позже. Another two phrases that are really funny to use with this word are ебать копать and ебать колотить, which really don't make a lot of sense. They just sound good together. Because if you translate them literally, it's like fucking dig. It doesn't really make sense. But these phrases really mean something like what the fuck, or oh fuck, or maybe even something like wow, or fuck. For example, 20 упаковок вискара, ебать копать. Okay, one more phrase and then we're going to jump into some verbs that we can use with this root. And this last phrase is ёбаный в рот, which literally means fuck in the mouth. But really, this translates to something like what the fuck again. As you can see, in Russian, there are a lot of ways to say what the fuck. Makes you think that there's probably a lot of fucked up stuff happening in Russia. So here's how we can use this phrase. For example, you told your friend to do something and he didn't do it, and you've told him again and again and he just keeps forgetting to do it. And you can say, сколько раз я тебе говорю, ёбаный в рот? Like, how many times do I have to tell you? What the fuck? Okay, great. Those are some great expressions. And now, you know, anytime that you feel like getting your ass kicked, you can try to use them. But now let's talk about verbs, because there's really a lot of verbs that we can use here. We talked about the first verb, which is just the word ебать, which just means something like to fuck. But there are really a lot of different meanings, and if we add prefixes to it or suffixes to it, then it can change the meaning a little bit. So to be really creative and get your ass kicked in multiple different ways and situations, you'll need to use this word with different prefixes. So right now we're just talking about verbs. In Russian, глаголы. And the first verb is выебать, which if we try to translate literally to English will be something like to fuck out. But this one is really about just fucking. Like beating it up, like pounding it out, you know? Okay, I'm not gonna get too descriptive here. But here is an example of how you might use it. Я джентльмен. Я ее на диване въебал, а не на полу. Which means, I'm a gentleman. I fucked her on the couch, not on the floor. But if we change this just a little bit, выебываться. Как перестать выебываться и начать жить? Просто берешь и не выебываешься. Все просто. Another verb that we could use is ебашить. And this one is really difficult to understand because it can be about pretty much anything. Like, to do something, ебашить. You could even use it to mean to make something. Like, if you're going to make a new track with your friends, you could say ебашим трек. If you want to say that you're gonna do your homework with your friends, you could say ебашим домашнее задание. If you want to say you're just gonna do something, you could just say мы ебашим. So if someone asks what your plans are for today, какие у нас на сегодня планы? Then you can answer будем ебашить, which basically means we're gonna fucking do something. Probably party, probably something fun. Another fun one to use is ёптит. And this one is usually used in addition to something else to say, or what the fuck do you think about that? For example, you agree to something and your friend tells you, what, you think you're so fucking special? You're so cool? What do you think about that? You might tell him, да, я согласен. And he might tell you, ты чё, самый главный ёптит? Ah, a great friendship. Okay, let's go back and talk a little bit more about our main verb here, which is ебать. And ебать could also have the suffix ебаться, which is a reflexive verb, which means that you do it to yourself or you do it between two people. So we already said that usually ебать means something like to fuck. Or to say it a little differently, the physical act of love. Yeah, right. So let's imagine you're planning out your day with your wife or your girlfriend and, you know, you want to ask her what she wants to do today, but you also want to give her some options. So you say, что ты хочешь делать сегодня, дорогая? Сходить в ресторан? Или дома ебаться? Like, what do you want to do today, sweetie? Go to a restaurant or fuck at home? Only two choices. Either way, you win. The next one is very interesting because it starts to get a little different and to show you that this phrase really has more color to it. And this verb is заебаться, which really means to get exhausted. And you might get exhausted by someone who's doing something stupid, or you might just get exhausted from doing something repeatedly. And for this verb, I have the perfect example for you. Я заебался объяснять русский мат иностранцам, which means I'm fucking tired of explaining Russian curse words to foreigners. But wait a minute, Chris. You're a foreigner. Да ничего, дальше ебашим. The next verb is отъебаться, which means to back the fuck off. Хватит меня трогать, отъебись. This means stop touching me. Back the fuck off. Another great verb that uses the same root is проебать, which means to lose something. It could be that you lost it physically, or it could be that you lost in a match. For example, you're talking to your friend Ivan. You want to invite him to go to the club with you, but he says he can't. You say, давай, Иван, пошли в клуб. He says, нет, у меня нет денег. He says he has no money. But why doesn't he have money? Я все проебал вчера в казино. He fucking lost everything in the casino yesterday. Another great verb to use is ёбнуть. And this one is basically to fuck someone up. Еще одно слово, и я тебя ёбну. This means one more word and I'll fuck you up. If you try to use any of the other phrases from this video, then you're likely to hear this from one of the other Russian guys at the bar that you're sitting at. And the last verb on our list today is приёбываться, which basically means to cling on to or to come on to someone. For example, хватит приёбываться к моей девушке, отстань, which basically means stop fucking coming on to my girl, back off. And the most famous, the best word, and I definitely recommend using this one, is заебись, which means fucking awesome. Like if you ask your friend Ivan how everything's going, he's gonna tell you that everything's fucking awesome, right? Let's ask. Привет, Иван. Гости пришли. Спрашивают, как у тебя дела? Да всё заебись. So yeah, verbs are great to use, but we also need to know adjectives or прилагательные. Заебаты. For example, фильм заебаты, which means the film is fucking awesome. But there's also an opposite adjective with the same root, which is ёбаный. And this means fucking terrible. It can also mean that something is very bad quality or broken. For example, зачем я делаю это видео про это ёбаное слово? Which means, why am I making a video about this terrible fucking word? The next adjective that we're going to look at is изъёбистый. And this describes somebody who is really fucking sly. We might say, он меня обманул, он такой изъёбистый. He tricked me. He's so fucking sly. Another adjective that has a negative meaning is ебучий, which also means that it's fucking terrible or it's bad quality. We might say, ебучий компьютер глючит, which means my fucking computer is screwing up. Another similar negative adjective is ебанутый, which is usually about a person. And it's not always negative. It might be, you know, like fucked up, but in a good sense, in a crazy sense. We might say, Ивану не важно, кто дома. Он ходит в одних носках. Вообще ебанутый. Which means, Ivan doesn't care who's home. He walks around only in his socks. He's so fucked up. Or it might mean, he's so fucking crazy. And the last adjective that we're going to look at here is ёбнутый, which also is like fucked up, but maybe also a little bit like broken. Как ты мог думать, что это хорошая идея? Ты ёбнутый, что ли? Like, how could you think that's a good idea? Are you fucked up or what? Alright, great. We've talked about expressions, we've talked about verbs, and we've talked about adjectives. The last thing on our list today is nouns, or существительные. And number one on our list here is ебля. And this basically means sex, or fucking. For example, милая, хочешь сегодня посмотреть романтический фильм? Ваня, секса не будет сегодня. Да ты что, мы не будем ебаться, а ебля будет в фильме. Which basically means, Ivan wants to watch a romantic film tonight. His wife says, we're not going to have sex tonight. And Ivan says, we're not going to fuck. There's going to be sex in the film. Oh, Ivan, you're so silly. The next noun that we're going to look at that uses the same root is ебало. And this basically means your mouth or your face. If you ever have the honor of speaking with a gopnik, he might tell you, ебало свое закрой, eh? Another great Russian word using the same root is yober, which is basically a fucker, like a person who fucks. Yeah. For example, you call your friend and you want to find out who's already at the party before you get there. You know, you say, я в пути, кто уже на вечеринке? And your friend says, твоя бывшая с ее ёбарем, your ex with her fucker. Another great noun that you can use about people is еблан. And this one's basically like a fucktard, like a stupid fucking person. And if you forget to buy a gift for your girlfriend, she might say this to you. Ты забыл купить мне подарок на день рождения? Фу, какой ты еблан. Another great word about people is долбоёб, which is a stupid fucking person. There must be a lot of stupid fucking people in Russia that have so many words about this. For example, эти долбоёбы расфигачили весь тротуар. And the list of words for stupid people is not anywhere near being finished. Let's talk about three more. These next three are basically all the same thing. It's ебанат, or ебанафт, or ебанушка. Ебанушка, of course, is for a girl. Он все свои ошибки повторяет по 5 раз. Вот ебанат, which means he repeats all his mistakes 5 times. What a fuckstick. And one more word that describes a stupid fucking person, and this person might just, you know, be unlucky, it might be doing a bunch of stupid things, is разъебай. Кому ты вообще нужен, разъебай? Like, who the fuck needs you fucking dumbass? Wow, this video is really profane. I even surprised myself. Okay, 3 more words to go. The next word is проёб. And this is when we miss or lose or do something unlucky. Or it could also mean that it's my fault, as we'll see in this example. Like in the example before, when you forgot to buy your girlfriend a birthday present, you know, she catches you, you didn't buy it, and you might say this to her. Я не успел тебе купить подарок. Мой проёб. Шоколад пойдет. Okay, here's another noun that describes a person. And this person might be very flashy or like to show off, and we can call him выебончик. Смотри на выебончика в желтом свитере. Он мой лучший друг. Like, look at that fucking show off in the yellow sweater. He's my best friend. Okay, guys, you've gone through this whole video, and now the very last example. And this Russian word is ебальник. This one is a special word about your mouth. So listen to this example that shows you how to use it. Я шел на работу с другом. Было слишком холодно. Я хотел спросить у друга, как по-другому называется рот, но я не смог. Ебальник замерз. Which means I was going to work with my friend. It was really cold. I wanted to ask my friend, what's another way to say mouth? But I couldn't because my fuckhole was frozen. Thanks for watching this video. That's all the curse words that you need to hear for now. I mean, that's gonna help you get your ass kicked in lots of different positions and places. So make sure that you use them as frequently as you can and practice using these great Russian expressions in the comments below this video. And just to show your support, go ahead and click that like button, click the subscribe button and the notification button so that you get notified about every time when a new video comes out. I release new videos very frequently, so make sure you subscribe right now. That's it. I'll see you in the next one. And, I mean, why are you still here? Уйбись отсюда.